I didn't know this. Okay. Alright, so chapter 4, the last chapter. I originally planned to just go through the entirety of chapter 4, despite, I mean, it's my favorite one. But things came up to where my time is incredibly limited this week. And I am in a rush to have something uploaded for the days I'm not going to be around. I mean, probably by the time this goes up, like, things will be back to normal, but still, I'm in a rush. And I'm also not in the best of moods because of things that are happening that I have no control over. But I'm gonna try and ignore that and get my mood going, because I mean, I like Knights College because it's just one of those things that can take me out of, like, temporarily take me out of just the burdens of what's going on. And so chapter 4 is my favorite chapter because it features my favorite character. It features my favorite character. I already said I'm probably gonna stop like at the halfway point, because again, I don't really have a whole lot of time. Anyway, let's start. Chapter 4, the social shuffle. The social shuffle has begun. Huh? Eh? The what? Professor Celio begins the lecture with a sudden proclamation that makes us students start chattering to each other. What are you talking about? Just what it sounds like. A social event. I want the Frontail and Harshrake students to interact more. What do you mean? I'm quite sure we're interacting enough already. You of all people saying that? No, it's not nearly enough. From what I have observed, you aren't getting along at all. Don't you remember? I told you cultural exchange is one of your duties. You mustn't skip out on that, right? That is why I'm going to shuffle you around into different dorm rooms so that each one has one Frontails student and one Harshrake student. Oh God. What? Up until now, I have respected everyone's wishes and left the room assignments up to you. But this year, I am taking special measures. He can't be serious. You have no one to blame but yourselves for shutting each other out, you know. Oh, come on. And another thing, it's almost time for exams. Make sure you don't slack off on your studies as well. Oh man. You throw this in right before exams. That is a cruel teacher. This is followed by a chorus of groans from the students. Oh. I guess my first semester here is almost done. That sure went by quickly. I like that the card is freaking Daedric with a headband. You know what time it is. Let's switch rooms. We return to the dorm building accompanied by Professor Derek. And these boxes are scrap paper with room numbers on them. Everyone will draw one. You'll get paired up with whoever draws the same number. And no crying about it. Oh. He has prepared a box for the Frontail students and a box for the Harshrake students. Each have room numbers in them, so the two who draw the same will be paired off. Yeah, we just said that. So we each pick one out, then go find our match. My room is, let's see here, number 101. That's the number of the room Grant and I were sharing, so at least I won't have to move my stuff. 101! Who has 101? I do, sir. Yes, he's here! Huh? The best boy! The best boy! There he is, a Harshrake student who, despite his large build, doesn't seem to stand out much compared to the others. Sorry. What's your name again? I am Paul. My apologies. It may be difficult to remember. No, it's not. It's okay. I'm kind of forgetful. My name is Sir Brandon, right? I already know. Huh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Yeah, same here. He remembered my name, but I didn't remember his. I'm so embarrassed. You're all paired up? Then get your stuff and move to your new rooms. At his command, everyone begins the moving process. Which bed do you want? Either one is fine with me. Either was fine with me as well. I shall leave the decision to you, Sir Brandon. Don't do that! Really? Well, I'm already used to the one in the back, so is it okay if I keep using it? Understood. And I shall take the one by the door. Hey, why are you talking so formally? We're in the same grade, aren't we? It is the way I'm accustomed to speaking. Do you find it offensive? I don't mean that. It just feels kind of weird because all the other Harshrake students I know treat me like garbage. Ain't that the truth? But my apologies. I do not wish to make you feel uncomfortable. You don't need to apologize. I'm really screwing this up. Well, I, at least, am a great admirer of yours. You admire me? To be able to receive such honor from one... excuse me. To be able to receive such honor for just one quality is quite a feat in my eyes, Sir Brandon. Getting a recommendation just for the potential of one's EP? I cannot help but wish for even just a small piece of that. You're giving me too much credit. It's not like it's something I worked hard for. Besides, you might have an amazing EP too, right? Yes, if only that were true. There is one other reason for my admiration. The time you stood up to Prince Theo during dinner. To a coward like myself, that was quite impressive. Oh, yeah? I do not quite fit in with my fellow Harshrake students. Please keep this between us, but to see such a thing was a bit refreshing. Refreshing! You know, I think we're going to get along just fine. I'm looking forward to this, Paul. Yes, I look forward to your company as well. I give his big rugged hand a firm handshake. I give his big rugged hand a firm shake. I thought everyone from Harshrake was a jerk, but I never knew there was someone like him among them. I shouldn't be so quick to judge. I thought we learned that last chapter with the whole food thing. Oh, my only issue with Paul is I cannot think of a good voice for him. Like, I have changed, that is the 6th time I have changed the voice. Because I want to give him like a deep one, but I also want to give him a shy one. And then there's also like, maybe I could go with Badass Butler. voice. But every badass butler I can think of is like incredibly old, and I'm not entirely sure if that would fit. And I only know like 2 badass butlers. Well, 2 badass butler characters. Technically 3. What was it? Rowan Ilbert from Tales of Zillia. Greg from Evolution. Not the anime or show. Evolution is a Dreamcast game. It's a good Dreamcast JRPG. And then I guess my third one is I can't think of his name, from King of Fighters 14, which I don't think he's in 15. I don't think he's in KOF 15. Then I think about it. He was like the new character that ends up on Geese Howard's team. And it's like I think he's one of the badass butlers too, because I mean, generally you dress that way and you have like this respectful way of talking to people, but at the same time you're like, you know, you're superior to like whoever, like to most people you're talking to. I can't think of any other badass butlers. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them, and I'm like overlooking at least 2 of them. So yeah, I've been having trouble going through with Paul's voice. Especially for the fact that most of my voices sound exactly the fucking same. I know my Oscar and my Celio are pretty much the same exact one. The only 2 that stand out is essentially Grantley and Julius. Alright, I should continue. Now then, where should I go? Locked by chapter. Well, locked by game completion. Let's get. Like I love Paul. Good day to you, Sir Brandon. Hey, Paul. Are you out for a walk? I am. May I join you? Sure. Oh, it's in this chapter. I need to get. I think I know what this one is. I must say, this is quite a nice day for a stroll. It is. I actually have made sandwiches for my lunch today. Would you like to join me later? Seriously? I'd love to. Wait, did you say you made them yourself? Yes, that is correct. You can cook stuff here? If one asks for permission, you may make use of the lounge kitchen. I'll let you out. Oh. Sorry. Oh. Babysitting someone's dog, and he wanted out. Where was I? Oh, you can? That's news to me. I have been looking forward to the day I could go out for quite some time. I made them in a considerable state of enthusiasm. You've been wanting to go out? I do enjoy a good stroll in the sunshine. Well, sure is tough being cooped up in the college all the time. Indeed, I'm sure I would have fallen ill had I continued to stay indoors. Thank goodness they gave us permission to go out. Indeed. I didn't know we could cook here. I think I've just heard a juicy bit of information. You aren't a noble, are you? You're easier to talk to than other Harshrake students. Actually, I am one too. Huh? You are? However, I am the youngest of 4 brothers in a baron's family, so I think your assumption has some merit. I don't really get all that noble stuff, but I think being easy to talk to is a good thing. I like you more than any other person from Harsrakes. What? You like me? Yeah. Thank you so very much. It's a little embarrassing for him to take it so personally. Yeah, I was like, I know I get that somewhere. Continue on the cooking route. You can cook? Yes, though it's not in good taste for the child of a noble to do such a thing. Why? Cooking is for servants, is what I was told. They say it's for the lower classes. And that is why most nobles cannot cook even a single dish. What? Even though we have to eat to live? Just as it is important for nobles to have things they can do, so too is it to have things they cannot do. I wonder if it's that way for rich people. I don't know. Why? What's the point of making sure you have things you can't do? I've had the same thought, so I try not to worry myself about it too much. What sort of dishes do you enjoy, Sir Brandon? Fish. Lies. Pizza. But honestly, if you go with roast chicken, you can't go wrong. I mean, chicken is the hardest thing to screw up. In my opinion, anyway. I say that, and then I have stories of where I know people have destroyed those dishes. And the worst dish that I've ever had that somebody's absolutely destroyed, like someone absolutely just destroyed, was it was mac and cheese. Now, how you can screw up mac and cheese? It's beyond me, so I had to ask. It was like a dinner party thing I went to, and one person brought in mac and cheese and bragged about it, which is already a bad sign when you're overly bragging about the food that you brought and wanting an opinion. She made the mac and cheese, and while it looks great in presentation, it had absolutely no taste. There was no flavor. Somehow, she managed to cook out all the cheese from the mac and cheese. And you couldn't really say it was macaroni either. It was just like, it was just something. From what I was told, it's dependent on the cheeses that you use. When I asked about it, if you use the wrong kind of cheese for your mac and cheese, or too much of that, or you just or you're mixing in too many, you get garbage. As for chicken, well, all I have to do is go to certain restaurants, and yeah, they have destroyed chicken before. So, yeah. Anyway, back to this point. Fish. I do too. I love just about any kind. In that case, I shall prepare a seafood dinner for you one of these days. Really? Awesome! Crawfish is my specialty. I hope you will enjoy it. Sure. Wait, what? Crawfish? You eat that? Yes, it's quite delicious. Sounds good. They even eat crawfish in Harsrakes? I know it has fish in its name, but... Have you been studying for the exam? How's your progress? I am doing what I can. I am a reasonably good student as far as classroom learning is concerned, so I review the material in moderation. Ugh. I wish I could say the same. What about you, Sir Brandon? Are you pleased with your progress? I managed to keep up with the lectures, but I'm not sure about the exam. What will happen if I fail? I do not think you will be expelled, but I'm afraid supplemental exams will take up much of your vacation time. Well, I certainly wouldn't want that. May I offer you some assistance? Huh? Can you teach me how to study? Yes. People may have a hard time remembering me, but I have been told I am an excellent teacher. Wow! Being in the same room, I will be able to stay up with you late into the night. What do you say? Yes! Yes! I'd really appreciate it. So, can we start today? Yes, I would love to. Oh, such a kind person. Alright. I should be going soon. See you back in our room. Yep. Paul's the best! Oh. Hello. When I stopped by the library, Professor Celio and Oscar are there having a deep discussion about something. I think I already know what you guys are talking about. It's not like we're trying to hide it or anything. We're talking about my novel. In all honesty, I think Oscar would do well with Bakura's voice. Not Yami Bakura, but the normal Bakura, which didn't have much screen. In reality, he didn't really have much screen time. Like, Yami Bakura kind of just stole the spotlight and was just like, I'm gonna kill every last one of you. I have been giving Oscar some writing tips. This is a new experience for me, but I'm learning quite a bit myself too. I'm sure I'm the one doing the most learning. See? And they're in the same freaking room. I'm sure I'm the one doing the most learning here. I don't have that fake British accent. That's my problem. I don't know why I want to give him that, but anyway. You're with the author you respect, Oscar. I bet there's tons of stuff you can learn from him. He has much better instincts than I do. He'll be a better writer than me in no time. You flatter me. I still got a ways to go. They both look like they're having fun. Can you afford to be studying novel writing instead of for the exam? I'd take the for part out of that. Can you afford to be studying novel writing instead of for the exam, Oscar? I'm quite confident in my note-taking, so I think I'll be fine. I see. Well, I'm sure you'll have excellent grades. You're the one who should be studying instead of wandering around, right, Brandon? I'd rather not talk about it. By the way, who did you end up rooming with in the shuffle? That Paul guy, remember? From Harsrex? Hey, Paul, who's that again? I guess he really is forgettable. What about you? Who did you get? Prince Theo. Really? Yikes. It's just so uncomfortable. We haven't even had a single conversation. That's not good. Oscar, You must try to get to know each other. I know, but he's so hard to get along with, and I'm not exactly a social butterfly either. No excuses, even if it leads to nothing. Please make an effort. Sharing a room with Theo. You have my sympathy, Oscar. He got Theo, of all people. Oh man, oh dude. I don't think Grant ever mentions who he ends up with. Although, considering by process of elimination, we can only assume that Grant ended up with Herman. Because he's the only other student that we know of by name. But oh my god, Grant, what if it was Grant and Theo in the same room? Oh no. It's like, oh no. Alright. Did you have Professor Celio read your novel yet? Yeah, he did. It's still rough around the edges, but it shows a lot of promise. You heard that? You hear that, Oscar? It would be nice to have more applicants like you, Oscar. I hope you write a magnificent knight story. I'll do my best. What do you hope to do in the future, Brandon? Oh, shot right in the heart there. Huh? It's always been my dream to be a knight, but listening to you talk, I'm starting to feel like I should be thinking more about what I'll do after that. That's right. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? What you accomplish after being knighted. That's what's important. Becoming one is just the beginning. Oh. See, I wish this was like how high school was for me. Cause I can tell you already. I can tell you already, high school for me was just like they did not care. Unless you were like one of those, like, unless you were like the top student of the class, they did not care. They just wanted you out. And I was just basically I was just an average student. I was a BC average student, so like 2.4, 2.5 GPA, somewhere around there. And they were like, it's like, and for me, like they were just like, okay, we're done with you, get out. Help those in need, change something old, or change something about yourself. Your future is in your hands, Brandon. Do not worry, I'm sure you will make a fine knight. But if you're ever unsure about the future, please do not hesitate to talk to me. We professors are here to provide guidance for the lives of our students. See, this is what we need in schooling. I mean, I recognize that it's hard for. I recognize it's hard for teachers to like teach students, because I've seen their side of things as well. Like I've seen it from their side of the view as well, where they just have to deal with students, and that ends up being stressful. So much to the point that I've seen teachers quit literally because of that. Like I literally had a teacher that I essentially passed the class because he just did not care. Like, he just did not care. He's like, okay, you know what? I'm done teaching high schoolers. I'm going back to teaching elementary kids. So I understand it from both perspectives, but I would love teachers like this. I would love to have teachers like this around. We professors are here to provide guidance for the lives of our students. You're right. I'll make sure to ask you for your help I'll make sure to ask for your help when I need it, Professor Cilio. By the way, you're a noble, aren't you, Professor Cilio? What makes you think that? Like, your refined way of speaking. It doesn't sound like how a commoner would talk. Although, considering my point of view, I'm apparently lower than a commoner. So it's kind of hard to judge. I appreciate it, but I am not. No? Huh? But aren't knights also considered a semi-noble class? Yes, that is correct. What do you mean by semi-noble? The title of knight gives you the same treatment nobles have. Huh? So does that mean knights are all nobles? Knighthood is a lifetime decoration that cannot be passed down. So we are not exactly nobles. It's kind of like they're between commoners and nobles. I think I understand. So in other words, it's the class you become when you get knighted. You don't understand. Well, it's just a title. One that's needed to differentiate you from commoners once you're granted privileges of knighthood. Essentially, a title is something that adorns your identity. A convenient way to distinguish yourself. Distinguish? You too will have the distinction once you're knight branded. Huh? Oh, really? But I don't know if I really deserve it. Titles are all about what you do with them, Brandon. You must find the best way to use yours. I see. But I grew up in a place that didn't have things like that. I don't really understand what it really means to have a title. Oh man. I mean, as long as you don't end up in like Final Fantasy Tactics universe or Final Fantasy 12 universe, which is essentially the same universe anyway, you're fine. Because you won't have to worry about getting kicked. You won't have to worry about being fired. But yeah, I generally understand it, and it's generally because of Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12 that it makes sense. Essentially, knights are definitely distinguished from soldiers. You generally just jump into an academy with the hopes of becoming a knight or something greater. You get paid you end up being paid either way because you're being shipped out to war and whatnot. But if you come back with a title, then you're doing good. You're already doing good, and you have coming from commoner status to knight status, you're already doing good. It's all you have to do from that point is not get killed. All you have to do from that point not get killed, and make sure your kids are doing well so they can carry on the name. At least that's how I understand it from Final Fantasy Tactics point of view, in terms of the storyline. Because Delita starts off as a commoner, and then he pretty much ends up as a knight to pretty much being a freaking king of all things at the end of the story. While Ramza has quite a name to his title, but he essentially ruins it. Well, he technically ruins it because of politics and whatnot, dirty politics and whatnot. So he pretty much ends up losing everything. Anyway, I should move on. If you'll excuse me, Professor Cilio, I should be going soon. Alright, thank you for your company. Later, Oscar. Okay, see you at dinner. Now then, where should I go? The only place I can go. Haven't seen him in a minute. Hello, Lord Chet. Finally, you have arrived, Brandon. Come, keep me company and help me pass the time. Sure, I'd be glad to. Oh, we have a tease option. Alright. We have exams coming up. So I see. Students are always busy this time of year. I, too, would like to take some kind of test at least once. You're a being that makes tests, not take them. And I say that's boring. I won't be able to see you much during the exam period. I understand. It seems one of them will take place outside the college anyways. Huh? It will? Oh, did you not know? This is the first time I've heard of it. Just pretend you did not hear that. He sure can be careless for someone called Lord Shet. Even if you are busy studying, you will still take baths, right? Of course I will. Then take me with you. We can talk all we want there. Okay, I'll invite you next time then. I'm not. You will invite me and no one else. Understood? I understand. He must have heard me. Good. By the way, do they take baths in your village? Yeah, of course they do. Is it like the baths here? Does everyone get in together? No, there aren't any public baths in the country. Everyone has a bathroom in their house. But every once in a while, I'd stay at a friend's house and get in with them. What the hell, Argo? I'm a bit self-conscious on doing that, personally. That must be nice. It sounds fun. I too would like to experience such worldly activities at least once. Lord Chet, if it's alright with you, would you like to have a sleepover in your room someday? But of course! Anytime you want. You are more than welcome. Okay, I'll come over one of these days. Alright. Your body sure is a lot smoother than ours. Oh, does it bother you? It had a strange sensation when you were feeling me that one time. Then would you like to see how it feels again? Is that okay? I too enjoy being touched by you mortals with your soft, fluffy hands. It is quite pleasant. Well then, Lord Shet allows me to touch his body all I want. I am the one usually doing the touching, but being touched is quite ticklish. Should I stop? No, I like it. Okay. Feel his arms from the wrist to their shoulders, then his neck and chest. I can tell from doing this the structure of his body is somewhat different. That feels nice. He has a relaxed expression on his face. Touching his smooth skin feels the same for me. Lord Shet is a dragon. So what's the lower half of his body like? Really? Does he even have a gender? He is a man, right? So what about his you know what? What's it like? I'm tempted to find out while pretending I'm teasing him a little. I just have to know. Just a bit won't hurt. I go for it and try to work my hands under his clothes. But then he catches my hand and prevents me from going any further. You are surprisingly lecherous. Please forgive me. Trying to sneak something past the dragon. How amusing. Huh? So does that mean he's not mad? Oh. You tried. Now don't do it again. He's gonna totally do it again. Sorry, but I have to go soon. Alright, it was enjoyable while it lasted. I'm glad to hear it. Starting to get a bit tired. I should take a break in my room. Yeah, I know what this one is, and this is spoiler territory. I should take a break soon. Later during dinner. Hey, Brandon, over here! Hey, excuse me. Paul and I both joined Grant and Oscar. So you're the one sharing a room with Brandon. What did you say your name was? I am Paul. Ah, that's right. Sorry, I'm kind of forgetful. Do not worry, I am used to it. That's because you're totally plain. Grant! No, it is true. But isn't it a good thing you don't stand out from the other harsh rank students? It means you're not stuck up like the rest of them, right? You have a strange way of making people feel better, Oscar. Their extremely blunt way of dealing with harsh rank students cuts through the feeling of confusion. Well, I know Brandy can be kind of weird sometimes, but be nice to him. Look who's talking. You may rest easy, for I know Sir Brandon is a good man. Oh, sounds like you got a fan, Brandon. I guess I do. By the way, did the harsh rank students rooming with you guys not want to eat with you? I invited him, but he turned me down. And my roommate is Prince Theo, so... Can I ask him to do things like eat together? No way! I mean, this is Theo we're talking about. Even I could not ask him to do such a thing. So Prince Theo even acts cold to other harsh rank students, huh? That is because the worlds we live in are different now. Well, I guess you're right. What a prick! Wow. Oh, I'm getting sick of these notifications, and I feel like turning them off now. I'm getting sick of them because they're all spam comments on other people's videos. And all these spam comments are literal sex bots. Like, they're literal bots. And all they did was copy and paste somebody else's comment and then use that as a reply to my comment or someone else's comment. And I literally emailed YouTube this morning about it. Or Google. And they're like, it's like, we understand the problem here, but we can't do anything about it. I was like, what? So yeah, we're kind of stuck at the moment. Alright, bath time. You know, I kind of feel like showing the bath time because I already know who I'm inviting. Paul! You would invite me and no one else. No, screw you, Paul! Hey, Paul, do you want to take a bath together? Oh, a bath? With me? Not interested? No, think nothing of the sort. I would be more than happy to. Alright then, let's go. Yes. Because I didn't, like, I'm only shown one bath scene, so I might as well show this. What did you think of the walk today? It was great. The sunshine has done wonders for me. You seem like you're feeling pretty good. Thanks to that, I'm full of energy. It's going into my Celio and Oscar. Damn it. We're going to be living together for a while, so feel free to tell me if there's something I should know. Do not worry, for I am a very tolerant man. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't want you to feel like you have to tolerate anything. Nevertheless, some degree of tolerance is to be expected as long as we live in the same room. Are you used to living in dorms? Yes, I attended a boarding school for quite some time. I thought you had experience. So, is there anything you wish for me not to do? Things I don't want you to do. Just don't do stuff like fart without warning. But it's okay as long as I do warn you. That was one of the rules me and Grant had for our room. How unusual. Ugh, damn it, Grant, you said everyone had that rule. Oh yeah, I guess there was also that whole man's routine thing, too. Routine? You know what I mean, right? That thing you want to do at night? Oh, yes. Just give a subtle signal if you want to do it. Whoever is being signaled should casually leave the room. I see. Casually. Right. Yep, casually. I can assure you, I will catch any sort of signal you may make. It's kind of embarrassing when you declare it like that. Dorm life sure is a lot of work. You always have to be mindful of others. I would be a freaking doormat in a dorm. That night, I asked Paul to help me study after taking a bath. Oh, I see. So that's what it means. It certainly can be a bit confusing if you have never heard of it. There were a lot of things in Professor Cilio's lectures that required a great deal of background knowledge, so I had trouble keeping up. But with Paul teaching me the fundamentals, I was able to review them once again. Thank you so much. By this point, it's too late to ask that during class. But this also serves as a nice review for myself. He has a gentle way of teaching. It makes things easy to understand. The teaching standards are so obviously different here compared to my village. It makes me feel like I was raised in the Dark Ages. I'm so lucky I got to room with you. Now I should be able to get through the exam. Your words bring me much joy. Paul stays up late into the night studying for the exams with me. Okay, I should stop here. I should stop here because I got to get other things. I have to get things together and they're not exactly together. So I will leave that here. I love Paul. I was like, Paul is essentially my soulmate for this one. I have to go. Next week will sadly be the last one. Next week will sadly be the last one of this because, as I've said at the beginning, and probably in every other video, the author only wants me to go up to chapter 4. Now, if I'm totally wrong and he says, oh, you're only supposed to go up to like this chapter, then I'll have to take down the videos. But I respect that author for his work, especially considering things I've heard where people disrespected him and uploaded some of his other works without his permission. So yeah, I'm trying to be very mindful of that. Anyway, that is it for this week. I will see you guys next Friday for the end of chapter 4 and the end of this visual novel. Later.